When I was a freshman in high school, I always used to walk past this one locker, and it was different from all the other ones because it had writing all over it and pictures, and sometimes it even had flowers stuck to it. And I wasn't sure what it was about, so one day I asked an upperclassman who explained that it used to be mpeg4.'s locker. And the name rang a bell, so I remember that I heard about her a few years before. In 2003, Taryn was a senior at my high school, and at the age of 18, she was killed in a car accident involving 2 teen drivers. And according to a study by Allstate Insurance Company, that year Taryn was just one of the 5,000 teens that are killed in car crashes each year, making it the #1 cause of death for American teens, in front of homicide and suicide. State governments have tried to solve this problem by implementing graduated driver's license programs in the 1990s, and these restrict different aspects of driving in the first 2 levels of the program, which are learner's permits and provisional licenses. But one of the problems with this is that many teens totally disregard these rules. I mean, I know from experience that my friends and I really did not pay attention to these rules at all. We drove with whoever we wanted in the car at any time of night and didn't follow them. Another problem with this is that all states give people full driving privileges by the age of 18 or sometimes even younger, so we no longer have to follow these restricting rules. So assuming that most of us are 18 or 19 years old, we can drive with as many people in the car as we can fit at any hour of the night, and in some states we can even talk on the phone or text while we do this and have no consequences. But what we really need to do is recognize that despite the fact that the law tells us that we are adults and we can do whatever we want regarding this in the car, we are still teen drivers, which puts us at an extremely high risk of death due to motor vehicle accidents. So we need to take all the steps possible to keep ourselves safe while driving, and there are really simple ways to do this. So as far as night driving goes, the Allstate study shows that 42% of teenage motor vehicle crash deaths occur between 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. So we as teen drivers can restrict our driving during this time, or if that's not possible, at least be especially cautious when driving in the dark. Passengers in the car are also a huge problem. With each additional passenger, the risk of driver death increases, and 47% of teen drivers have said that they have been distracted by passengers at some point. Another problem with this is that risky driving increases, especially if the passengers are male, and 77% of teens have felt unsafe with another teen's driving, but only 59% of us will speak up if we're uncomfortable with the driving, and this is due to fear of social rejection and being ignored. But we really need to not let these petty fears get in the way of our safety anymore, because just a little comment like, maybe you should slow down, or keep your eyes on the road, I'll change the radio station, could really make the difference between life and death. Also, if we drive safely when our friends are in the car, we can show them that they don't need to speed or drive dangerously with us in the car to impress us. Another issue is cell phones, and states have different laws regarding cell phones, but in any case, 82% of teen drivers use cell phones while driving, and 49% text while driving also. But a study from the University of Utah shows that we haven't fully developed the brain centers that are needed for coordinating responsiveness and multitasking, so we're not actually capable of doing these 2 things effectively at the same time. If we each just take a little more responsibility and follow these really easy steps, we have the potential to save lives while driving. And we have to realize that if we don't follow these steps, we're at a very high risk of just becoming another number in the death toll of teen drivers and ending up like Karen. And just a second of turning around to laugh at a friend or looking at the radio station to change the song could be completely disastrous. And these are just some pictures these are all crashes involving teen drivers. So obviously they can have completely devastating consequences. So just to recap, what we as teen drivers can do to limit our risk of teen driver death is limit our nighttime driving or take extra precautions when driving in the dark, limit the number of passengers that we drive with, or speak up when we feel unsafe with another teen driver, and completely refrain from cell phone use. And what it really comes down to is being aware that there are so many sources of distractions for us when we drive, and we really need to just cut down on as many sources of distraction as possible. And all of us young drivers need to think think about the consequences of our actions every time that we get in the car and drive anywhere so that we can protect the safety of ourselves and of others.